here's the third way to create a strong AI, and it's to do this, basically, what you do is you take the brain's carbon-based cells, and you gradually, bit by bit, and replace them with inorganic substitutes that function in the same way. And you do this until all the carbon-based cells are replaced with the inorganic ones. And already, researchers have developed artificial neurons that can transmit electrochemical signals and communicate with biological neurons. And let's assume that life-sustaining processes such as respiration and metabolism are maintained throughout gradual substitution, and there's no interruption to your consciousness. Well, the idea here is that if someone had moral agency, that is, if they can tell right from wrong before gradual substitution, then the resulting AI should have moral agency after gradual substitution. Now, importantly, since the life-sustaining processes, respiration, metabolism, and so on and so forth, are maintained throughout this process, what this means is that your organismic functions continue to work. And there's a philosophical view that says that you continue to be you and exist when your organismic functions continue to work. For example, you are the same person as you were yesterday because your organismic functions continue to work from yesterday to today. So through gradual substitution, you could continue to be you and exist even as you become an AI.
Now, you talked about very tangible things like worms and fish and using parts of their brains to do the experiments you do. And Matthew took us to this place of gradual substitution and mind uploading. And there is a lot of discussion about directly connecting the human mind with machines, right? Anything from companies funded by Elon Musk to academic research, etc. What's your take on that? That's for you, Ed.
Oh, connecting brains to machines?
Yeah.
Well, hundreds of thousands of people already have neural implants for cochlear implants for people suffering from deafness, or deep brain stimulators for helping people with Parkinson's disease or other movement disorders. So this has been going on since in earnest since the mid-1980s, frankly. I think there's clear benefit to many patients, and as people make better and better maps of the brain, hopefully we can help more and more people who are suffering from different conditions, from epilepsy to Alzheimer's and beyond.
Matthew, when you think of your three models, mind uploading, coding the brain, mimicking algorithms, or gradual substitution, what happens to human consciousness in those three models?
So the assumption there is that human consciousness will continue, but it doesn't have to. So we actually don't know. So there are three possibilities when you do, say, for example, gradual substitution. One possibility is, as you do it, consciousness completely disappears. Another possibility is that it dims, okay? And then the third possibility is that consciousness is maintained. Now, the supposition here is that, so the gradual substitution is something like this. So you come in, you go into the clinic. So, we take one of these artificial neurons. Maybe you have Alzheimer's. So we take the bad cell, the bad brain cell, and replace it with a good cell. And then you go back home and you're interacting, and it seems like you have consciousness, right? Just one. Now a couple weeks later, you go into, you're not feeling well. You go into the clinic and you say, "Doctor, I'm not feeling well." So they take out a couple more cells, right? And again, you go home and you're, talking to your wife and, your kids and so on and so forth. And it appears that you still have consciousness. Now, the hypothesis is that, well, at some point, if you continue to be able to act, right, and you're sort of, either you're faking it because all of a sudden consciousness disappeared, or it dimmed, right? Like somehow you say, "Oh, I feel pain," but you don't really feel anything, or you have, full consciousness. And it seems like the last option is more plausible than the other two through gradual substitution, but that's an unknown.
Out of the darkness, the necromancer has come. the necromancers talked of as being this sort of dark witch, this force rising in the east, this evil entity.
So then Benedict actually did the black speech backwards. I mean, I find that absolutely gobsmacking.
If it built to a crescendo, I would start with that crescendo and then work backwards to something, more sort of neutral as a starting point.
Yeah, we'll just cut that then do a replay.
And the Academy Award for black speech goes to...
It's very interesting. It's definitely weird and reverse.
The boy's a genius. The boy's a genius.
It's kind of creepy, in a nursery rhyme. And the lamb went to sleep, the devil is here. It does feel a little bit like playing with voodoo or black magic. You kind of go, and afterwards go and speak, the Queen's English and have a cup of tea.
Well, I built a computer, and by feeding in certain relationships in music, I was able to write music with it.
Raymond, how old are you?
I'm 17.
Your parents know what you've been up to?
My father is a musician, and he doesn't like the competition.
Raymond, I'm astounded at anyone who can do anything at all of this sort, and I predict a great future for you. We were very pleased to have you with us tonight. Congratulations.
Ray Kurzweil is here. He has been called the rightful heir to Thomas Edison. His new book is entitled The Singularity is Near, When Humans Transcend Biology.
The world is changed. I feel it in the water. I feel it in the earth. I smell it in the air. Much that once was is lost, for none now live who remember it.
On behalf of CERN's Director General, I wish you a very warm welcome to this ceremony which marks the laying of the symbolic foundation stone of the CERN Science Gateway project. This new centre for scientific education and outreach for the general public of all ages and all backgrounds will be housed in an emblematic building.
The long journey towards today started in 2017 with a dream and with a vision for a new facility to engage people from across the world. Into the beauty of science, to share with them our current knowledge of the universe and also the remaining mysteries yet to be solved. And today, that dream and that vision are becoming a reality.
Genève et le CERN, c'est une histoire d'amour. Ce projet est un magnifique cadeau pour Genève. Le CERN a toujours eu cette intention d'accueillir la population. Ce qu'il va être aussi, au-delà de la porte d'entrée pour le CERN et la science, il va être une porte d'entrée de Genève. Quand on viendra de France pour entrer à Genève sur la route de Mérin, eh bien, ils passeront à travers ce monument.
This important moment epitomizing CERN's engagement with the public will now be marked by the laying of the Science Gateway's symbolic foundation stone.
For the LHC. Meaning, yes, now you have 3 weeks of pilot beam, this week plus 2, and then what's next?
So we have 2 weeks of pilot beam, then we stop again, and what we are also doing with respect to what we had in 2018 is that we're going to increase the energy of the LHC. So the energy of each beam before LS2, the long shutdown 2, was 6.5 tera electron volts. And now we're going to go to 6.8 tera electron volts per beam. And for this, we have to train the magnets. So these are superconducting magnets. So the temperature is 1.9 Kelvin, and they deliver a magnetic field of around 8 Tesla.
Injection energy. And are you ramping the beam right now?
Excellent question indeed. So the injection energy is 450 GeV, which comes from the SPS, the super proton synchrotron. And since not all the magnets are trained, as I mentioned before, 2 sectors are not yet trained, we cannot ramp the magnets to high energies.
Great. So Adrian Guzman again, what is the new luminosity? Thank you, Adrian. Great question.
The new luminosity. So first of all, the luminosity we had in 2018 will be our goal to retrieve. Okay.
These colliders are incredibly complex machines, and they are also can be quite self-destructive because of the amount of energy there is in a beam. For example, a beam in LHC could burn a hole of several kilometers in metal.
Yeah.
And so you cannot afford that this beam is not totally controlled.
You have to steer it.
You have to steer it. You have to make sure that even the halo, the small amount of particles which come, don't reach the detectors, don't reach the superconducting magnets. And this is a very, very complicated way in which you have to go through. It's almost like a medical experiment.
But when you get to gaze out of the station's magisterial cupola at the hazy blue planet below during moments of downtime, this probably seems like a reasonable trade-off.
I never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from my Oh, never in my life did I want to see you more than this. And every time you're lost, I wonder if you know you're missed. I'm breathing when I can, and I only hope you're watching this. I hope you know that I exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, now